on our next
Yeah,
topic. Do you want to go ahead and switch over to the Eastern Conference Finals and talk about the matchup between the Celtics and Pacers and let
yeah,
this game finish? Do what?
we could transition to that. Yeah,
Okay. So with that being said, of course, the Celtics are going to be facing off against the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, the Nuggets are up right now, 4 points, 4 minutes to go on my TV at least. Someone shooting free throws. I think it's Reed. Can't really tell on my phone while trying to watch this as well. And of course, Celtics have home court advantage on this. I'm going to blow my screen up with you here. Just breaking down as far as the series average. Pacers, of course, averaging 114. The Celtics 108. Rebounds 40 to Cavaliers. I'm sorry. Celtics 44. And assists is 30 for the Pacers, 22 for the Celtics. Don't really think there's going to be much of a difference as far as offense. We know the Pacers are going to be able to keep up offensively. They're going to be living and dying by the 3-point on this. My personal opinion is going to be Pascal's performance. Of course, he is in the bottom right corner here, 21 points, 7.5 rebounds with 3 assists. He's going to be the main factor with Miles, I think, in this on how well that they can own the front court on the defensive rebounds and keep the shots to a minimum with this Boston's team. You know how I am. I always felt like Brown has to put the ball on the floor if I'm playing against him. Those are my two main things that I'm pushing if I'm the Pacers. My front court will win compared to their front court, and I want Brown to be me more than Tatum. I want him to be the creator and see what happens there. Ooh, big 3 right there. Oh, wow. Minnesota's up by 10 now. You muted.
and man, they're about to advance.
That's
They're on
crazy.
their way to advance to the Western Conference Finals. It's going to be a great.
If and when they advance, everyone needs to issue an apology for bad mouthing that Gobert trade. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they locked in these last 2 games. They looked like they was really about to do a fold. They was about to lose 4 in a row. That's what it was looking like. And now they're about to come back and win 2 in a row. You know, they locked in. They're definitely focused. And for this series, real fast before we go into the Western Conference Finals, keys to victory for the Pacers. Pascal Siakam has to play well on both ends of the court. He needs to average around 25 plus in the series. Is that a lot to ask for? No, right? I mean, he's making what, 47 million? I mean, it's a lot to ask for you to average 25 plus in the playoffs. No. So he needs to play well. And he needs to defend, stay out of foul trouble. It's going to be tough. As I said earlier, the Celtics have 4 guys that could create their own shots, space the floor, cut, play defense. And Nemhart, you thought Jalen Brunson was a tough cover. I mean, now you got to worry about Derek White and Brown, Tatum. What they're gonna do is they're gonna switch you. They're gonna make you switch all day. But the thing is, it doesn't matter who switches because they could all get to it. So they're a scary team, and you have to be locked in defensively. If you start missing shots, and they're making shots, that's how they start. That's how they get up 15, 18, 20, because they're getting stops, and they know that you can't stop. They know that the opposing team can't stop them, and they're going to play defense. It's curtain. So the Pacers got to be careful. They got to be very careful. They got to minimize turnovers. Play smart basketball. Don't do any errant passes. Take your time. Even if your shot's not going in, play defense. Communicate on defense. Talk. You have to talk on defense against this team. Close out on the shooters. Try to stop them from, they live and die by the 3. They live and die by the 3. If they're missing their 3s, they look like a completely different team. There's some teams that miss their 3s and they're still able to win and be successful. Obviously, the 3-point game is what's needed in today's game. But there's still teams that are able to win games even though their 3-pointer isn't going in because they have other ways in their identity that help them be successful to win, other than just shooting 3s. The Celtics do have that, which is why they're successful. they don't always go to that gear. They fall in love with just shooting the threes, and that's sometimes they can lose. They've taken an L at home already in both series. Those are their only losses at home and against Miami and the Cavs. Can the Pacers get a win in Boston? They should be able to. I mean, listen, the Miami and Cleveland were able to. They should be able to get a win in Boston. They were able to do it in MSG. Now let's see if they were able to do it in TD Garden. Again, it's us against the world mentality for Indiana. No one. Most people picked the Knicks to win the series. Most people picked the Bucks to win that series. So they have this, underdog mentality right now, and if they can surprise some people. They can surprise some people, but they have to fine tune the details, minimize the MEs, the mental errors, and they can make it competitive. You have to be able to fight the whole way. You can't just lay down when things get tough, because if they start missing threes, they will let you back into the game. So you can't always get discouraged when you're down 10 to 12, because if they start missing, then their momentum changes. You have to be able to attack and capitalize on that and go on your own run. So I think it's going to be an exciting series, but I'm going to take the Celtics in 6. But it's going to be competitive games.
I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm with you with everything you say on that. Celtics, I think, do win 6. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 5, but I'm going to go with 6 as well with you, just out of respect for the Pacers, what all they've done this year. The thing with them is I'm sitting here thinking and listening to you talk like they got to play a error-free game on this, but at the same time, they're going to put up so many shots that I think that's going to keep them in the game. I think they're going to play a fast-paced games, get up a lot of threes, a lot of shots, that it can keep them close or it can blow the game out. Like it's either going to be a battle the whole game, or they're going to be up a few points, or they're going to be down by 20. That's kind of how I feel like this series is going to be. Celtics is going to win by a bunch of their games, or it's going to be a nail biter. I don't think Pacers ever blow out the Celtics in anything like that. I mean, obviously they got the shooters, they can do that, but I think most scores are going to be over 110 points for the victor on each game of this. I still think, like you said, Pascal is huge. Davis or Miles is huge on this as well. I said Miles Davis. That's horrible, but you know who I meant. And I think Pacers can win. I think they win 1 at home and 1 away, and Pacers are done.
Pacers are done. But listen, rebounding the basketball, Miles Turner can be a big X factor in this series. He should be able to average a double-double in this series. There were some games against the Knicks we had like in their losses. His rebounding numbers were low, 3 rebounds, 4 rebounds. I'm just perplexed. I don't understand how you're in the game for 40 minutes and you only have 4 rebounds as a big. I'm sorry, I keep going back to that, but that just sounds crazy to me. I mean, it just sounds crazy to me, bro. He should be able to average it. If Porzingis is not playing, I don't know what his status is right now. But even if Porzingis is playing, he should still be crashing the glass, getting rebounds. You gotta be physical. You gotta use your size. You gotta impose your will. And if he's crashing the glass, get a rebounds. Neesmith, former Celtic, so he has some added motivation in this series to try to show them why they made a mistake in not keeping him. He's done a really good job since becoming a Pacer defensively. He did a really good solid job against Brunson, him and TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell versus Peyton Pritchard. That backup point guard matchup, that's going to be a battle for that second unit. McConnell played really well in both series. He played really well against the Knicks. He was able to get into the teeth of the defense. As I said earlier, he has that nice mid-range shot. And if he's locked in defensively, it's solid. And Peyton Pritchard, he's a really good player, spark plug for them. So that matchup there off the bench is also going to be key. So there's some big matchups there. Halliburton, of course, he has to score. He can't be passive. He has to be aggressive, just like how he was tonight. This afternoon. He has to be aggressive and then also implement the assists. 30 and 10. You're the number one, right? 30 and 10. 30 and 10. That shouldn't be a lot to ask. I mean, between Siakam And Halliburton, if they want to win this series, it has to be 55 plus combined points, PPG. Has to be. So however they want to, decipher the math and the and to split that up, they have to get 55 plus if they want to have a shot against the Celtics.